mean, getting back to how things escalate, that's where I talk about coercive control creates this dependency and learned helplessness, and then silence. Um, the victim's silence, the reason why they stay silent is for fear of retaliation.
Yes.
So what I want, my question is to you guys is, I guess, Steph, with your court stuff, you've kind of got over that fear of retaliation, but there was a point in both your relationships where you had that, I don't want to say anything because of fear of retaliation.
Yes.
Was there a light bulb moment that kind of pushed you past that fear of retaliation to kind of just move you into this path of healing and getting out?
I definitely had that. But Steph, you can go first.
Okay. Well, yeah, the fear of retaliation. One of the things that was held over my head is if you tell anyone, I will tell them about things that you're struggling with and you'll have your kids taken away from you. And so I always had that in the back of my mind. If I ever left this person, that he was going to do everything in his power to have my kids taken away from me. So that kept me in the relationship a lot longer. And also, there were some things that I was struggling with that I didn't want my friends and family to know about. I struggled with drinking for a very long time, and I did not want my family knowing that. And I knew the second that I left this person that he was going to tell everybody with ears all of my secrets. And I didn't want that happening. But I did have a light bulb moment, and it was a pretty big light bulb moment, and it was very intense, and it involved both of you guys. And that was my light bulb moment. Towards the end of my last relationship that ended in March of 2020, I actually was at my apartment that I was supposed to be living at with my ex at the time. And my brother and sister came over to talk some sense into me. And at that point, like at the beginning of the conversation, I was convinced I am not leaving. I'm going to stick this out with him. Like, he can change. It was that trauma bond that really kept me there. And that trauma bond is basically, it's formed by intermittent positive reinforcement. So you'll have a fight, and then the very next day, he'll set up a whole movie night with my favorite snacks and popcorn and pillows on the floor and blankets. And it was just, it would be amazing. And then, so we would have a really good night. And I'm like, this is the man that I fell in love with. And it was that potential that kept me in that trauma bond for so long. And that's the number one reason. One of the number one reasons, I don't want to make a blanket statement, but that's why people stay, is because they are so trauma bonded to that abuser. They're like, yes, there's really bad times, but the good times are really, really good. They're filled with love bombing, which is an over exaggeration of love, just completely saturating you with this idea like, you are the only person that matters to me in the world. And that's what keeps us in that relationship, is waiting for that next moment where we believe their true self is. And it's all just a mirage.